Get the recording. There we go. We are back with Richard Horowitz, and Rich has been talking about some guilty pleas that are coming in, drones up on the border, and an update on the security, some of the security status of what's going on over in the UK right now. And if you weren't aware of it, the Olympics are hitting London and hitting England, and as we mentioned earlier on the program, there were about 500,000 people that hit the airport over there. An incredible amount of flights going into the UK these days. And Rich is talking about, the thousands of people, security people that have been deployed, and a little over a dozen arrests already that have been made. Not all those directly related, but the security personnel over there are not taking this for granted. The other important part, Rich, I thought that you brought up in that last segment was the relationship to 7/7. All right, and that's very important as well. Now, in this segment, you wanted to start us off with the memory clip of the week.
Yes.
Go ahead.
The memory clip of the week is the 3489. You will see British Member of Parliament George Galloway, whose views I believe most people in the industry would not approve of. He's giving a speech to a group of Arab students. It's an 8-minute clip, but at 6 minutes and 30 seconds into the speech, he's castigating the Arabs for joining what he called the crusaders, meaning the West, the crusaders' efforts against Iran. And he's someone who makes plenty of outrageous statements.
And George Galloway, just so we have this straight, what is his title?
He's a British Member of Parliament.
And how do we equate that over here in the U.S.? Would that make him a U.S. senator, a congressman?
Well, here we have two houses, and there they have. They actually have two houses also: House of Commons, House of Lords.
Right.
But the House of Commons is where they do the most of the legislative work. So it can't be compared to a senator or a congressman, but it's that job. House of Lords is something a little different.
So this is not just some run-of-the-mill individual. This is a guy with some fairly high credentials in the UK government.
That is correct. He won his election. He's been an activist for Arab causes for a while. He's very known for it. He's the guy. I think he has his own radio show in the UK, and here he is castigating. He's talking to an Arab audience, telling them that they're joining the Crusaders, meaning Westerners, in its efforts against Iran.
Amazing, absolutely amazing. All right, Rich, go on. What was the second one now? The U.S. government's 2012 report?
The U.S. government, Department of Defense to be more precise, released a report on the military strength, the military power of Iran. 3 highlighted points. Number 1, the report said that it assesses with high confidence that the last 3 decades Iran has cultivated a network of sponsored surrogate terrorists capable of targeting the U.S. and Israeli interests. It listed not only Hamas and Hezbollah, which border Israel, but also Iranian agents in Iraq and the Taliban. Point number 2, Iran, and this is very careful wording, Iran continues to develop technological capabilities applicable to nuclear weapons. It's very careful wording, because there are those who say Iran has not made the decision whether to use the weapons, whether to actually develop nuclear weapons. But the defense report, the DoD report, states clearly that they're continuing to develop technological capabilities applicable to developing the nuclear weapons. After they develop that, then they could decide to develop nuclear weapons. So
I guess we have a lot of wordsmithing going on, huh?
Doesn't help much that they haven't made the decision today. They may, if they're in a position, they will arrive at a position of being able to make the decision tomorrow and then have them, which is not a comfortable thought.
No.
Third, the on Iranian ballistic missile capability. Department of Defense reported that their regional ballistic missile capability can reach 1,000 miles, meaning Eastern Europe, and they may have ICBMs, meaning missiles that could reach the United States by 2015. On a similar note, the director of MI6 made an unusual public statement, and he said, unless interrupted, Iran could have nuclear weapons by 2014. Next item, a man by the name of Reza Khalili. Reza Khalili is a pseudonym. He's an Iranian who was a CIA spy, infiltrated the Revolutionary Guard, came back to the States, still uses a synonym, wrote a book, A Time to Betray, and teaches at the DoD's Joint Counterterrorism Training Academy. He wrote an article recently, you can Google it, it's called Suicide Bombers Poised to Strike U.S., Iran Warns. Very well written article summarizing what some of the Iranian leaders have said. For example, the supreme leader at a Friday prayer service said, at a sermon, said that if in an altercation with the United States will be damaged 10 times more than Iran will. He listed another number of other Iranian notables, Revolutionary Guards, and other recognized people. One said that Iran has already penetrated Western cities. Another said that Hezbollah operatives outside Iran could hit U.S. military installations in 112 countries within 48 hours of having received the orders. Another one said that the Iran operatives are functioning on 5 continents. He called for jihad in the U.S. and Europe. And another Iranian official stated that the Islamic Iranian agents have identified 800 sensitive sites within the U.S. that they are ready and willing to strike if need be, in their opinion.
Wow. All right. That is a first of all a detailed report and somewhat sobering, quite frankly, as well. With everything that's going on around the world, and considering that the United States is heading into an election cycle, where everybody is parsing their words and trying to be careful about what they say out there, this doesn't bode well for us. If this was going on, let's just say, in January or February after the elections were over, I think, maybe the language and the wordsmithing might be a little bit different. Because we know for certainty who is going to be the president and things of that nature.
Well, let's not forget, when we read the DoD report or hear statements by cabinet secretaries or the president, they're all, as you said, wordsmithing, they're all carefully worded. Now, if that's what they say when they have to carefully word their statements, you can imagine what they say in classified environments and what they really know and really think, which we don't know, but I can imagine.
Yeah, well, it's not unknown to us that the U.S. government at the national, state, or local level, no government, and not even here in the United States, overseas as well, none of them want to publish things that are either going to be scaring people or things which would necessarily cause any kind of unrest. They're always looking to bury that stuff. So you're absolutely right. That we're getting this much out there is absolutely incredible. We can only imagine, and it leaves it to our imaginations here about just what may be going on behind the scenes. Great report, Rich. Thank you very much. And we look forward to seeing you next week.